Welcome, everybody, to the 97th edition of Englishing with James. I'm your host, Bruce Lee. Today, we are talking about me. Crazy, right? Do I look like Bruce Lee? Because it's really Brandon Lee. I'm just asking. Okay. Not only do we have a special look here on the show, we also have a special look, Enter the Dragon style, on Instagram. Okay, guys, before we get into the show, you know we have some special routine that we do every week. So first off, we're going to take a look at some weather. All right, let's get straight to it, shall we? Our two cities we'll be traveling to this week are, first off, Tokyo, Japan. Okay, here's our 10-day weather outlook for Tokyo, Japan. Okay, today we have a high of 11 degrees, a low of 1, sunny, 18% chance of precipitation. Tomorrow, we have a high of 12, a low of Tuesday, we have a high of 7, a low of 0, cooler with wind in the PM, 0, chilly with some sun, 2% chance of rain. Welcome to the show. Friday, we have a high of 8, a low of 0, sunshine, breezy in the PM, 0% chance of rain. Saturday, we have a high of 8, a low of 2, mostly sunny, 0% chance of precipitation. Sunday, we have a high of 8, a low of 1, sunny, 3% chance of rain. Monday, the 24th, we have a high of 7, a low of 1, mostly cloudy, 25% chance of rain. Tuesday, we have a high of 7, a low of 0, a little morning rain, cloudy, 65% chance of precipitation. And then Wednesday, the 26th, we have a high of 9, a low of 1, mostly sunny, 1% chance of rain. And then finally, Thursday, the 27th, we have a high of 9, a low of 1, mostly sunny, 4% chance of rain. Okay. That's our first city this week. And then we'll be traveling to one moment. Let's try that again. I hope I say this right. All right. Our second city this week we're traveling to is Nay Pyi Taw, and that's in Myanmar, Burma. And the weather looks very pleasant. Okay, Sunday the 16th. Today, though, we have a high of 28, a low of 16, pleasant with clouds and sun, 25% chance of rain. Tomorrow, we have a high of 31, a low of 13, sunny and pleasant. No chance of precipitation. Tuesday, we have a high of 31, a low of 12, sunny and pleasant, 0% chance of precipitation. Wednesday, we have a high of 31, a low of 15, sunny and pleasant, no chance of rain. Thursday, the 20th, we have a high of 30, a low of 14, mostly sunny and pleasant, 4% chance of rain. Friday, we have a high of 31, a low of 9, mostly sunny and pleasant, 1% chance of rain. Saturday, the 22nd, we have a high of 31, a low of 14, plenty of sunshine, 1% chance of rain. Sunday, the 23rd, we have a high of 33, a low of 15 with plenty of sunshine. Once again, no chance of rain. Monday, the 24th, we have a high of 34, a low of 15 with plenty of sunshine, 1% chance of rain. No chance of rain in the next 10 days. Tuesday, the 25th, we have a high of 34, a low of 16, plenty of sun. Wednesday, the 26th, we have a high of 31, a low of 16 with plenty of sun. And then Thursday, and our final day for our weather report this week, we have a high of 31, a low of 16, sunny to partly cloudy. Myanmar looks perfect with weather. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the 97th edition of our weather report. Which brings us into the horoscope. I can't take a drink of coffee. It shows my true identity. Did you guys see that? Watch this. Bruce Lee. Brandon Lee. All right. Almost there. Okay. Starting with Aries, as we always do. This week, dreams could become big plans, Aries. You're ready to move to the next level. This week begins with the sun in Capricorn at the top of your chart, making a semi-sextile to Mars in Sagittarius and your house of utopian ideas. Aries, you could be feeling a little irritated in general, as your wishes are not manifesting in your daily life. Consider doing things like working for a few minutes on your novel, practicing the guitar, great advice, or sending an email to someone you want to collaborate with. One small step can make a world of difference. Okay, with the sun moving forward to make a sextile to Neptune in Pisces in your house of psychic ability and creative potential, today you might be in a bit of a haze. Your head could be filled with ideas of art projects, money-making schemes, or dreams of homesteading in the mountains with friendly goats and happy chickens. It's okay. Visualizing is part of the manifesting process. All right. On to Taurus. This week, you're honing your skills. Taurus, you have great abilities. This week begins with the sun in Capricorn, making a conjunction with Pluto in your house of education and ideas. Perhaps you're jumping back into school, vowing to keep up with your studies. You are enthusiastic about learning something practical that could make you money in the future. It's possible you are brushing up on your Photoshop skills, editing videos in Final Cut Pro, or making music with Audacity. Taurus, it all comes down to being so good that they can't ignore you. Everything takes patience and practice. 2 things you, Taurus, excel at. All right. With Venus retrograde in Capricorn in your house of travel, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of career, Taurus, you might have to travel for work. Suddenly, the prospect of waiting in the security line, eating airline food, or renting a car is before you. The thought of leaving your comfortable home office might irritate you. It's a good idea to reach out to your supervisor and see if you can have a discussion about your working future. All right, on to Gemini. This week, you're looking over the edge, Gemini. You could be jumping into something. This week begins with the Sun in Capricorn, making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of investments. Despite its size, Pluto doesn't do small. You might be looking at your investment portfolio and thinking about how you can go big. Gemini, you could be considering some of the riskier offerings, investments not offered by a conventional brokerage house. You're thinking way outside the box. Make sure you weigh your personal risk tolerance and that of your family before you throw all your chips into the pot. With Venus in retrograde in Capricorn in your house of intimacy, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of geography. So many houses. Today, you might connect with a long-distance lover. Romantic words pass through the phone lines or manifest in text. Pictures could be sent, ones that shouldn't be shown to anyone else. Each message gets more tantalizing than the next. Today, Gemini, you and your sweetheart could be miles apart, but you will still have some intimate pillow talk. Okay, on to Cancer. This week, you might be altering a relationship in your life. Cancer, change can bring good results. This week begins with the Sun in Capricorn, making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of relationships. You have the desire now to transform a relationship. It's possible you're and want to be exclusive, or you want to shift the relationship toward a more permanent status. If you're in an established partnership, maybe you want to transform it into the other direction. Cancer, consider walking away from a situation or seeking some counseling if the dynamic of the relationship isn't what's best for the two of you. All right, with Venus retrograde in Capricorn in your house of work-life balance, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of debt. Today, you could be tired of the constant chase for money. You might be dreaming of a life where you never have to worry about paying for the bills. The Toastmaster, Lao Tzu, said, without desire, there is stillness and the world settles by itself. Cancer, looking inward, you can find happiness and gratitude in what you have. This will then manifest outwardly in how you live and what you desire to acquire. You're growing spiritually this week. Okay. On to Leo. All right, this week you could be changing your life from top to bottom. Leo, you are remaking yourself. This week begins with the Sun in Capricorn, making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of routines and daily life. Now you're on a mission to change a habit or possibly revamp your entire daily routine. Maybe you are cleaning the kitchen out, removing any junk food. Perhaps you're getting up at 4 a.m. so you can meditate and get to the gym before work. No, definitely not. Leo, now you have the opportunity to focus on making your life better with bad habit and eliminate it from your life. With Venus retrograde in Capricorn in your house of work, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of relationships. Now you're on a roll. Consider how much better your relationship would be once you lean in and give it your full attention. Leo, you might look at how you can be true partners, really supporting each other. This could be energizing for the two of you. It would be great if they are on board with these changes, but even if they're not, you can initiate. Start by shifting your relationship in a more positive direction. Hi, Celia. Bruce Lee is Sagittarius. I did not know this. Okay. We'll get to Bruce Lee. Next up, we have Virgo. That's great. This week, there could be pleasurable changes in a relationship. Virgo, you're exploring another side of you. This week begins with the Sun in Capricorn, making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of romance and risk-taking. Today, you might slow off your usual prudence to jump into a romantic relationship. Virgo, you're an earth sign and are therefore sensual and responsive to physical touch. Carve out some romance time for you and your sweetheart, even if you're in an unconventional location. Virgo, you could have quite the adventure in a different room of the house or a new place entirely. Experimenting could completely change your outlook on your relationship. With Venus retrograde in Capricorn in your house of pleasure, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of work. Plans change today unexpectedly. Schedules get messed up and you could end up more irritated than anything else. One of the biggest issues today could be the vagueness of what's going to happen and when. Excuse me. Other people start suggesting different times for doing things but fail to commit. You might have to step up and decree what's going to happen. All right, on to Libra. This week, decisions become clear. Libra, you have the info that you need. All right, this week begins with the Sun in Capricorn making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of dwellings. Today, you might decide you're going to move. Libra, you don't know how many weeks or months it will take, but now that you have made up your mind, you have criteria for making other choices. You know whether to buy a new sofa or adopt a pet. While none of these commitments are carved in stone, this is not the day to waffle back and forth. It's okay to change your mind in the future, but your life path becomes much clearer when you have a firm plan today. No, I don't have the ability to wave again. That makes me mad. Okay. With Venus retrograde in Capricorn in your house of foundations, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of risky investments and gambling. Today, you're tempted to throw caution to the wind and make a monetary move with a highly leveraged investment. Unfortunately, this is a disappointing aspect. You might be better off saying no today than stubbornly forging forward. All right, Libra. We're on to Scorpio. This week, changing a few words changes everything. Scorpio, you're finding your power. I can't help it. It's fun on this filter on IG. This week begins with the Sun in Capricorn making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of communication. How you communicate with others, and especially yourself, is key to getting everything that you want. If there seems to be too much space between you and your goals, shift your vocabulary. Pluto transforms a life by removing something tangible. So now it's time to remove defeatist thinking. Okay, I had to look at that one. Scorpio, you value the truth. Be forthright with yourself, and then consider some radical honesty with your partner, family, and friends. A breakthrough could be on the horizon. Ugh, sorry about that. With Venus retrograde in Capricorn in your house of transportation, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of family. You might have some car trouble today, but someone in the family comes to your rescue, or perhaps you're delivering a family member to the airport. You're focused on getting from point A to point B. Scorpio, this could be the day that you pass your vehicle down to your child, who's recently been awarded their driver's license. Now you're clear to get a new car or truck. Man, I wish. All right. On to Sagittarius. And by the way, Bruce Lee was Sagittarius. All right, this week you can find the road to abundance. Sagittarius, it's time to lean in. This week begins with the Sun in Capricorn, making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of finances. You know the formula for success. Make more, spend less. And abundance happens. Today, put yourself on the path to wealth. Keep track of the trivial items you buy on a day-to-day basis. Sagittarius, you might mean packing a lunch. This might mean packing a lunch or eating leftovers. Perhaps you swap cable for free streams on Tubi, even though they are reruns of shows you've seen before. Today, you're broadcasting your determination. All right, with Venus retrograde in Capricorn in your house of self-worth, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of self-talk. It's possible something is chomping away at your confidence and energy. Sagittarius, do an internal declutter. This could mean forgiving yourself for a long ago mistake or letting go of a grudge. These things take up a considerable amount of your time and energy, but it can be changed. Today, decide to be kind to yourself and recognize that you deserve love and kindness from others. This will help you attract people who will demonstrate those qualities. All right, on to Capricorn. This week, you recognize who you are. Capricorn, you're worthy of respect. Don't you forget that. This week begins with the Sun in Capricorn, making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of confidence. As a new year begins and there is another birthday candle on the cake, see the life you have built. You've been through many peaks and valleys, good things and bad. And throughout it all, you've been persistent. Now you can let go of hesitation. You can release doubt. Capricorn, you don't need to be on red alert all day, every day. It's time to recognize that you are a problem solver, prolific and smart. You're observant and thoughtful and skeptical when you need to be. It's time to trust yourself. All right. With Venus retrograde in your own sign of Capricorn, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of money, you might be thinking about making alterations to your appearance. Capricorn, you could be whitening your teeth, getting some Botox, or purchasing a new wardrobe. Fortunately, this is an irritating aspect, so things can cost more than you expect and bring less satisfaction than you hoped. Consider skipping personal changes today. All right. On to Aquarius. This week, you uncover a hidden talent, Aquarius. Good things happen when you commit to excellence. I like that. This week begins with the Sun in Capricorn, making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of hidden talents. It's often said that if you have an interest in something, you have a talent for it. But perhaps you're dancing along the edge, unwilling to commit. You might be taking on short-term projects rather than executing your plan to move forward. Maybe you're looking for reassurance and all you find is skepticism. Aquarius, you often think outside the box, so far that people don't understand where you're coming from, but you have the ability to see trends. It's time to harness this power. All right, with Venus retrograde in Capricorn in your house of rest and recuperation, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in your own sign of Aquarius. Today, you could look into remedies for sleep, such as blackout curtains or a cooling pad. Aquarius, maybe you consider biphasic sleep. What is biphasic or biphasic sleep? Okay, when you wake up in the middle of the night, get up and work on your business, your novel, or practice coding in Python. Tonight, you could rest well. All right. And last but not least, we have good old Pisces. All right. This week, patience and persistence bring success. Pisces, you have the secret formula. All right, this week begins with the sun in Capricorn, making a conjunction to Pluto in your house of future. Have you heard of the Stanford Marshmallow experiment? This is a test where children test subjects are left with a single marshmallow and told if they want to eat it, they will earn a second marshmallow. The children who waited became very accomplished adults. Now it's time for you to look at where short-term thinking is tripping you up. Pisces, ask your future self what you should do today. When you think in this far-sighted manner, your road to success becomes clear and easy. In fact, it becomes a superhighway. Yeah. All right, with Venus retrograde in Capricorn in your house of friendships, making a semi-sextile to Saturn in Aquarius in your house of hidden issues. You might find out something confidential about a friend. This could happen inadvertently, and now they swear you to secrecy. It's even more likely that they don't know you. Pisces, you're a good friend, but you might be wondering whether it's wise to keep this to yourself. That's it, guys, for the 97th edition of Horoscopes. And it was a mighty interesting one, might I say. Okay. Which brings me to my favorite part of the show. Vocabulary time. All right. And here we go, peeps. Our first word of the day, of the week, is a very important one. Martial arts. Martial arts. Say it with me, everybody. Martial arts. All right, guys, this is a noun, and it's any of several arts of combat and self-defense, such as karate and judo, that are widely practiced as sport. All right. Number 2, we have philosopher. Philosopher. Say it with me, everybody. Philosopher. Very good. Philosopher is also a noun. This is a person who seeks wisdom or enlightenment, a student of philosophy. A person whose philosophical perspective makes meeting trouble with equanimity easier. An expounder of a theory in a particular area of experience, or one who philosophizes. Philosopher. All right. It brings us to our third vocabulary, nimble. Nimble. Say it with me, everybody. Nimble. Very good. Okay, nimble is an adjective, and this is quick and light in motion, marked by quick, alert, clever conception, comprehension, or resourcefulness. Responsive and sensitive. Nimble. All right, on to number 4, we have producer. Producer. Say it with me, everybody. Producer. Very good. Okay, producer is a noun, and this is one that produces, a person who supervises or finances a work, such as a staged or recorded performance for exhibition or dissemination to the public. Producer. All right, on to number 5, and this was a word used in the promo, dexterous. Dexterous. Say it with me, everybody. Dexterous. Okay. Dexterous is an adjective, but once again, it means mentally adroit and skillful, clever, done with mental or physical skill, quickness, or grace, done with dexterity, skillful and competent with the hands. All right, I'm having way too much fun on Instagram today. Up next, number 6, we have director. Director. Say it with me, everybody. Director. Very good. Okay, director is a noun. This is the head of an organized group or administrative unit, a person who supervises the production of a show, as for stage or screen, usually with responsibility for action, lighting, music, and rehearsals. Director. All right, number 7, we have polished. Polished. There it is. Say it with me, everybody. Polished. Okay. Polished means characterized by a high degree of development, finish, or refinement, free from imperfections, characterized by elegance and refinement. Polished. All right, on to number 8, we have instructor. Instructor. Say it with me, everybody. Instructor. That's right. Okay, an instructor is a noun, really simple. One that instructs, a teacher. Bruce Lee was a teacher of martial arts. He was all of these things, actually. All right, brings us to number 9, influential. Influential. Say it with me, everybody. Influential. Perfect. Okay, influential is an adjective. It's exerting, or possessing influence, one who has great influence. By the way, that's the noun form, one who has great influence. Influential. All right, very good. Brings us to number 10. We have actor. Actor. Say it with me, everybody. Actor. Perfect. Actor is a noun, one that acts, one who acts in a play, movie, television show, etc., or one who behaves as if acting a part. Actor. That brings us to number 11, vigorous. Vigorous. Say it with me, everybody. Vigorous. Okay, this is another adjective. It's done with vigor, carried out forcefully and energetically. Possessing vigor, full of physical or mental strength or active force. Vigorous. All right, on to number 12, we have screenwriter. There we go, screenwriter. Say it with me, everybody. Screenwriter, very good. All right, a screenwriter is a noun. This is a writer of screenplays, really simple. Usually screenplays become films and movies and TV shows, but a screenwriter is the one who writes the screenplays. Okay. And last but not least, we have number 13, iconic. Iconic. Say it with me, everybody. Iconic. Very good. Our final vocabulary this week is another adjective, and this is of, relating to, or having the characteristics of an icon. Widely recognized and well established, widely known and acknowledged, especially for distinctive excellence. Iconic. Okay, guys, that is going to do it for the 97th edition of Englishing with Jing's vocabulary. Goodness gracious. You know what? Hold on a second here. I need to get this out of my system. Hold on. This is really bothering me. I mean, I know I feel better. Coffee is my friend. Okay. Give me 1 second here. All right, here we go. Let's do some reading about the great Bruce Lee. Let me share some screen. Why am I frozen? Why are we showing weather? Okay. All right, good old Bruce. All right, as most of you know, Bruce Lee was a revered martial artist, actor, and filmmaker known for movies like Fists of Fury and Enter the Dragon, and the technique Jeet Kune Do. All right, let's do quick facts. Bruce Lee was born November 27th, 1940. He passed away on July 20th, 1973. He went to the University of Washington. He's from San Francisco, California, and Hong Kong, China. I don't know what that last stuff is there. Okay, let's see. Who was Bruce Lee, you ask? Bruce Lee was an iconic actor, director, and martial arts expert, and a child actor in Hong Kong who later returned to the United States and taught martial arts. He starred in the TV series The Green Hornet and became a major box office draw in The Chinese Connection and Fists of Fury. Shortly before the release of his film Enter the Dragon, he died at the age of 32. So early, on July 20th, 1973. We'll get more on that. We'll get to more on that later. Okay, early life. Bruce Lee was born Lee Jun Fan on November 27th, 1940, in San Francisco, California, in both the hour and the year of the dragon. His father, Lee Hoi Chun, a Hong Kong opera singer, moved with his wife, Grace Ho, and 3 children to the United States in 1939. Hoi Chun's fourth child, a son, was born while he was on tour in San Francisco. Lee received the name Bruce from a nurse at his birthing hospital, and his family never used the name during his preschool years. The future star appeared in his first film at the age of 3 months when he served as the stand-in for an American baby in Golden Gate Girl, 1941. In the early 1940s, the Lees moved back to Hong Kong, then occupied by the Japanese. Apparently a natural in front of the camera, Lee appeared in roughly 20 films as a child actor, beginning in 1946. He also studied dance, winning Hong Kong's cha-cha competition, and would become known for his poetry as well. And I didn't write poet. I didn't know he was a poet. Okay, as a teenager, he was taunted by British students for his Chinese background and later joined a street gang. In 1953, he began to hone his passions into a discipline, studying Kung Fu, referred to as Gung Fu in Cantonese. Is that true, Celia? Kung Fu is Gung Fu? Oh, don't know. Under the tutelage of Master Yip Man. By the end of the decade, Lee moved back to the U.S. to live with his family friends outside Seattle. Yes, okay, I'm getting a confirmation on that. Washington, initially taking up work as a dance instructor. All right, Lee finished high school in Edison, Washington, and subsequently enrolled as a philosophy major at the University of Washington. He also got a job teaching the Wing Chun style of martial arts that he had learned in Hong Kong to his fellow students and others. Through his teaching, Lee met Linda Emery, whom he married in 1964. By that time, Lee had opened his own martial arts school in Seattle. Gong Fu, okay, cool. Didn't know that. He and Linda soon moved to California, where Lee opened 2 more schools in Oakland and Los Angeles. He taught mostly a style he called Jeet Kune Do, or the way of the intercepting fist. Lee was said to have deeply loved being an instructor and treated his students like a clan, ultimately choosing the world of cinema as a career so as not to unduly commercialize teaching. Lee and Linda expanded their immediate family, having 2 children, Brandon, born in 1965, and Shannon, born in 1969. All right, action hero. Lee gained a measure of celebrity with his role in the television series The Green Hornet, which aired in 26 episodes from 1966 to 1967. In the show, which was based on a 1930s radio program, the wiry Lee displayed his acrobatic and theatrical fighting style as the Hornet's sidekick, Kato. He went on to make guest appearances in such TV shows as Ironside and Longstreet, while a notable film role came in 1969's Marlowe, starring James Garner as the notable detective created by Raymond Chandler. The screenwriter for the film, Sterling Silliphant, was one of Lee's martial arts students. Other Lee students included James Coburn, Steve McQueen, and Garner himself. All right. Lee, who was devoted to a variety of workouts and physical training activities, suffered a major back injury that he gradually recovered from. Taking time for self-care and writing, he also came up with the idea that became the basis for the Buddhist monk TV series Kung Fu. However, David Carradine would get the starring role initially slated for Lee due to the belief that an Asian actor wouldn't pull in audiences as the lead. Stereotype. Confronted with a dearth of meaty roles and the prevalence of stereotypes regarding Asian performers, Lee left Los Angeles for Hong Kong in the summer of 1971. Of course. All right. Lee signed a 2-film contract, eventually bringing his family over to Hong Kong as well. The Big Boss, aka Fists of Fury, in the US, was released in 1971 and featured Lee as the factory worker hero who is sworn off fighting, yet enters combat to confront a murderous drug smuggling operation. Combining his smooth Jeet Kune Do athleticism with the high-energy theatrics of his performance in The Green Hornet, Lee was the charismatic center of the film, which set new box office records in Hong Kong, of course. He was awesome. Those records were broken by Lee's next film, Fists of Fury, aka The Chinese Connection, which, like The Big Boss, received poor reviews from some critics upon the US release. By the end of 1972, Lee was a major movie star in Asia. He had co-founded with Raymond Chow his own company, Concord Productions, and had released his first directional feature, Return of the Dragon. Though he had not yet gained stardom in America, he was poised on the brink with his first major Hollywood project, Enter the Dragon. All right, this part I don't like. Mysterious death. On July 20th, 1973, just 1 month before the premiere of Enter the Dragon, Lee died in Hong Kong, China, at the age of 32. The official cause of his sudden and utterly unexpected death was a brain edema, found in an autopsy to have been caused by a strange reaction to a prescription painkiller he was reportedly taking for a brain injury or back injury. Controversy surrounded Lee's death from the beginning, as some claimed he had been murdered. There was also the belief that he might have been cursed, a conclusion driven by Lee's obsession with his own early death. More rumors of the so-called curse circulated in 1993 when Brandon Lee was killed under mysterious circumstances during the filming of The Crow. The 28-year-old actor was fatally shot with a gun that supposedly contained blanks, but somehow had a live round lodged deep within its barrel. Legacy. With the posthumous release of Enter the Dragon, Lee's status as a film icon was confirmed. The film, said to have a budget of $1 million, went on to gross more than $200 million. Lee's legacy helped pave the way for broader depictions of Asian Americans in cinema and created a whole new breed of action hero. A mold filled with varying degrees of success by actors like Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, and Jackie Chan. Yeah, these guys would be nothing without Bruce Lee. Just saying. Lee's life had been depicted in the 1993 film Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, based on the 1975 Linda Lee memoir, Bruce Lee, The Man Only I Knew, and the 2009 documentary, How Bruce Lee Changed the World. And in the summer of 2013, the Hong Kong Heritage Museum opened the exhibition Bruce Lee Kung Fu Art Life. I need to see that. Anybody from Hong Kong been to the exhibition? Probably not. All right. Lee's legacy as a premier martial artist continues to be revered as well. Daughter Shannon Lee was largely involved in the 2011 update of her father's instructional guide, Tao of Jeet Kune Do. Okay. That's it for that one. Now, let me find one more good. Give me 1 second here. Let's do 20 lesser known facts about Bruce Lee, huh? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, 1 second here. Okay, I'm just going to read them. We don't need to share. Okay, here's 20 lesser known facts about Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was partly German. The fourth of 5 children, Bruce Lee's grandfather was a purebred German Catholic. This actually worked against him, as his non-pure Chinese status prevented his acceptance into some of the most prominent kung fu schools back in the 1950s. I want to share this. Hold on. Why not? Show some cool pictures. Oh, he was a cute kid. Okay. He was one of the first people to have tried contact lenses. So Bruce suffered from nearsightedness, which explains why he favored Wing Chun's contact-centered movement, as it allowed him to rely more on touch than sight. He was also one of the first people to have used contact lenses. Because they were very uncomfortable, he discontinued the usage. Yeah, I completely understand that. Okay, we talked about this earlier. 3, he was a cha-cha dancing champion. Now, this comes as a bolt of shock for most of us. We all know Bruce loved the cha-cha, but did you know he also won a dance competition back in Hong Kong? Very cool. Okay, 4, he practiced 5,000 punches a day. Wow. Now, that explains his prowess at ballistic, lightning fast punches, cry havoc, and let slip, the fists of fury. Wow. Number 5, he punctured cola cans with his fingers. Back when cola cans weren't made of soft, beaten sheets of aluminum, Bruce Lee punched holes through them with 2 fingers. Wow. Interesting. Okay, number 6. He had his sweat glands removed from his armpits. Huh? As twisted as this may sound, the legendary Wing Chun expert did it purely for aesthetic reasons. Did you even know that that was possible? No, I did not. 7. I knew this one. He wanted to fight Muhammad Ali. I knew this one for sure. Okay, great pitted against the greatest would have definitely been up there on the marquee, only if it had happened. Bruce was in total awe of Ali's in-ring exploits, his speed, and the diabolic blows he administered when he was on top of his game. He often used to watch video footage of Ali's matches, trying to adopt some of his moves. Did not know that. I knew he wanted to fight him, but I didn't know he watched so much footage. Look at that picture. Yeah, I don't know. Bruce Lee was much smaller than Muhammad Ali. Okay, he inspired video game characters. I did know this. Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat, Fei Long from Street Fighter 2, and Law from Tekken. I knew that. Very cool. Okay, number 9, he showed exemplary artistic skills. I did not know that. In addition to being the best martial arts practitioner in the world, Lee was also an amazingly talented sketch artist. Here's what he drew. Oh, this is good stuff. Very good. Okay. Number 10, Bruce Lee carried a 367 Magnum for safety. I did not know that. Despite the fact that he was the most lethal fighter, he still carried a 367 Magnum in his holster for safety. Fearing for your life is common if you have people wanting to fight you just to prove themselves. That's true. That is definitely true. All right, number 11, he had an extensive library. His insatiable quest for knowledge and learning prompted him to have a library of his own, housing over 2,000 books. Very nice. Awesome. Number 12, he was adept at multitasking. I believe it. Legend stands testimony to the fact that Bruce Lee could read a book, watch television, and do dumbbell curls all at one time. Wow. That's nearly impossible, I think, but okay. Okay, number 13, Lee couldn't swim. I did not know this. Adept at land, Bruce was a failure at sea. He absolutely loathed water and couldn't swim at all. I had no idea. Okay, I knew this. He fought NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. His posthumous release titled Game of Death featured him engaging in a duel with LA Lakers legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem also trained in Jeet Kune Do under the master. Very cool. 15, he charged $275 an hour for private lessons in the 1960s. Wow. Bruce Lee's tutelage was pricey. He used to charge $275 an hour for martial arts lessons. By today's standards, that is equivalent to $1,800 an hour. Okay, it is Bruce Lee, so I can kind of understand that. Okay, Brandon, you are crazy. He was a poet too. Okay, I didn't know this earlier. Lee had a penchant for poetry too. Excerpts of his poetic genius made it to his book, which was titled The Tao of Jeet Kune Do, a master at the word game, indeed. Bruce Lee, you are so romantic. I had no idea. Of course, he kickstarted Jackie Chan's acting career. Of course. The young Jackie Chan got to feature alongside his idol in Enter the Dragon. I didn't know that. Trivia: Lee accidentally kicked Chan in the head, which allowed the young Chan to spend some quality time at the sets with his biggest influence. I did not know that. Accidentally kicked Chan in the head. Okay, he sparred all night with Chuck Norris outside his hotel room. One time we were in New York staying at the same hotel. As we went up in the elevator, we started sparring and kept doing so in the hallway of our rooms until 4 a.m. I still wonder why we weren't turned into hotel security. Maybe we were, but they refused to detain us. Wow. Insane. Okay, Bruce Lee loved cannabis. He was known to chew cannabis, the potent Nepali hashish to be precise. Even his autopsy showed traces of herb usage in the bloodstream. I did not know that. Okay, Bruce. He lied to get one-on-one Wing Chun sessions. Lee used to ask for private Wing Chun lessons from his trainer, but was refused. So in order to get one-on-one sessions, he would wait outside class, tell the other students that the class was off, and walk them to the bus stop. Once that was done, he would return and be the only student in class. Trickster. Bruce. Unreal. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. All right, guys, that is going to do it. I hope you guys had fun. I mean, you know what? Bruce Lee is something special. He really is. It's just a shame that he had to die so early. That's all I have to say about that. I think he would have went on to make a lot more great movies and just kept being the icon that he was. I mean, of course, his death made him really iconic, but I think he would have definitely been something super special if he could have simply lived. But okay, we all have to die at some point, I suppose. All right, guys, that's going to do it for number 97. I had a blast talking about one of my heroes, Bruce Lee. Truth be known, my middle name is actually Lee. I'm Brandon Lee, just like his son, Brandon Lee. I have a connection, I think. But anyway, listen, guys, that was great. I know we're going to have 98, and it's going to be another special show. Stay tuned. Be looking for the promo this coming week. And everybody have a great week. And thank you for tuning in. Leave some questions and comments below. Listen, guys, be good. We'll see you soon. Ciao for now.